Hello and welcome to another episode of Beyond Breakthrough, your go to for breakthrough stories from difference making entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Laika Ferry, and today we have Kim Cross. Kim is a Navy veteran and happy skin formulator and the founder of Chee Bath and Body. Without further ado, Kim, share a little bit more about who you are and what you do.
Hello, Laika. It's so good to be here with you. I am Kim Cross, and like I said, happy skin formulator at Chee Bath and Body, and I create goat milk skincares, cleansers, and moisturizers for skin sensitivities for men, women, children um, that are toxin free and sustainable because you got to be sustainable. Um, so that people can have an affordable, natural alternative to the national brands. You
Mm.
don't have to worry about rashes and breakouts and things like that from your skincare. So that's what I do. I've been at it for about 17 years. Whoop, whoop. And
Yes.
yes. I'm so excited to chat with
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
So you said you've been doing this for a while now. How long ago did you start really taking your business seriously and making it, or actually transitioning from, I see this need and I know how to provide a solution, into actually creating your brand and starting to pursue your business?
Oh my goodness, that is actually a fantastic question that I don't get asked often, but I love it when I do get asked that. So I've been creating for about 17 years, but it was it was more than a hobby, but not really because I had the wrong
Mhm.
mindset. So I would say, oh, maybe 10 years ago is when it got serious. I'm just
Wow.
like,
Hmm.
I think I can do something with this because before it was me just making for myself and my own skin issues. And if the family had issues, I could make for them and just people that I work with, right? Just kind of, hey, here you go. And I will get paid for it, that kind of thing. But it's like when a lady came up to me and told me that I had no idea she had been in contact with my products. And I'm like, do we know each other? But yeah, she told me how much good my products did her, like mentally, physically. It's just like
Hmm.
life changing. It was a whole self care
Yeah.
experience for her.
Right.
Like, I need to stop playing. I like
Mhm.
seriously need to stop playing around and get for real about what I do, how it's done, and why. The why was
Mhm.
the biggest thing. And her just coming up to me, just making sure it was at a show, that a trade show I was at, and she made sure to find me to tell me that. And I'm like, if I can do that to somebody I have zero idea who it is, girl, you need to get it together and do something different. And if you
Yeah.
can do that for one, you can do that for many. And
Right.
that's
S-
what it was.
So I've seen a lot of goat skincare products on the market. Obviously, some are not as natural and organic and clean as others. So what was not wrong, but maybe lacking in the goat skincare industry that wasn't working for you? And then how did you solve it?
It was reading the label. Because once my skin issues developed when I was still in the Navy. They just doing hair for like the 20 some years after I got out just made it worse. And so I had to make some changes and read labels, and I will Google what a thing is in a second. And so
And most people
realizing,
don't do that. Mhm.
right, realizing what some of these chemicals are in, I mean, some like very well known brands. It's just like, are you kidding me right now? This is like seriously why I am still itching and got
Yeah.
red whips. Are you kidding me?
Right.
And
Why do
so
you mhm.
I was purposeful in making sure I didn't have that in all those things in my products, and
Why
it
do
made
you
sense.
think why do you think those big brands use those toxic chemicals and things that aren't great for sensitive skin, even if they label it as something for sensitive skin?
It's and then this is my logic. Um, it's a being able to mass produce and get the longest shelf life
Mm,
kind of thing. Where my products, they have a shelf life and it is much shorter than something that you'll purchase out of the grocery store. They have to have it last a long time, and you can't make it last a long time if it doesn't have the right, concoction of preservatives in it. And I get it, but it doesn't necessarily make it good for folks' skin. So that's the biggest thing that I can see, that it just makes sense that, you're mass producing all these products and they have to last forever. And so, well, I won't say forever, but they gotta last a long time. And that's the price you have to pay
yeah.
for that kind of
S-
thing.
So, what do you have in your formulas that have made all the difference in your skincare routine and others?
The one biggest thing is making sure I don't have the really harsh chemicals like the formaldehydes and the sulfates and those types of things in my product. Zero of that, because it's no, just no. There are other ways to preserve. There are other natural preservatives that you can use to extend the shelf life, without disrupting my hormones. And so
Mhm.
that's the number one thing. The other thing is that moisture is critical for someone that has psoriasis or someone that has eczema. And you just have to have the right combination of moisturizers on top of a gentle cleanser that doesn't have a bunch of stuff in it. And that's basically all it was.
Wow. So I have to ask, why Chi Bath and Body? It's spelled ZHI, right? I feel like there's a story or some kind of message behind that.
You know it is. You know it is, like a. So basically, it is actually starts from me as a kid. If it's different, I like it. If it's
Mm.
unique, if it's strange, if it's out of the way, most of the things that most people are just like, I am not wearing that. I'm raising my hand and put it on. So it started from that. And in my search for a name, I'm like, oh my goodness, it can't just be anything. It's got to be something that you can remember. And it's got to be something that's reflective of my personality and what I do. And so I ended up searching children's names. And in my searching, she is actually it's an Asian name. I don't even remember if it was for a boy or a girl. Honestly, that was like many years ago. But the meaning was all of the things that reflect me: wisdom, nature, wellness, all of that stuff. And I'm like, bing, 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 bing. Okay, nobody's going to know how to pronounce it. So I have to tell them every day. That's fine. Once you hear the story behind it, you'll know that it is all the things that I do and who I am, all
Mhm.
wrapped in one word.
So, as you were building this brand and you were just starting off, were you surrounded by people who were immediately supportive, or was it kind of a solo journey at first?
Girl, listen. It was like a combination of the two. It's like, okay, hey, I need this or I need that, and let me see if you can make it. But the rest of the legwork and all the things that come along with building your brand to where you want it to be, where you envision it going. It's all of that part was like kind of solo. But the ideas for the formulas, yeah. I mean, I got tons of support for that because this person has this problem, this person has that
Mhm.
problem, this one has that one. And oh, by the way, That one back there has a whole different problem. So I had my line was centered around issues that I could solve. And so that was the easy part.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the part that's where I get so into my work. I love that part. But yes, all the rest of the building and the coding this and pricing
Mm-hmm.
that. Yeah, no, that was all of me.
So it seems like the product that you created is really like a project from your heart. And it started with just taking care of yourself. And it soon became family and friends and people that you've never met before who somehow came across your product, used it, and it changed their skincare routine and made their lives better. So, what were some of the kind of mindset challenges that you had to go through in this past decade of building a business where you were super confident about your product, but entrepreneurship is something really new and there's a lot that goes into growing that brand, and even if you're absolutely confident what it does, like what were those challenges like?
Listen, I can't even tell you how many times I'm just like, this is for the birds. Do you hear me? That is enough for me. I quit. And then 2 days later, I'm back at it again because it's just what I love to do. But the mindsets, oh my goodness, you one being an entrepreneur, business owner is not for the faint-hearted. It's just not. It seems easy because when you get into doing the thing that you love to do, you get into that, and that's the easy part. But building out all the other things that come with being a business owner, your
Mm-hmm.
accounting, keeping track of your numbers and your orders and your website visits, the working on your business piece instead of in your business all the time is it takes a serious shift. My mindset from formulating to admin is I am two totally different people, and you have to separate the two because you can't be one all the time and or the other all the time. You have to be able to separate the two and be both until you can hire somebody else to do it for you. So
Mm-hmm.
when you're by yourself, you have to juggle the two because too much on one side, the other side is going to suffer. Either way you go.
Yeah.
So you
Mm-hmm.
just have to it's almost like you got to develop a thick skin also to be able to take the nose that it's like you said, no matter how confident you are about the thing and can tell people about the thing, you get a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of no's about the thing, then you
Yep.
will get so
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, it's a lot of mindset shifting that has to go. But once you make up in your mind that you are going to do this no matter what,
Mm-hmm.
the other mindset shifts they'll come a lot easier.
I love that you're talking about this in such a raw way. And by the way, Kim is actually one of our speakers at the Amplify Your Impact Summit that's happening this weekend, November 26th to the 27th. So make sure that you guys join us so that you can hear a bit more about her story and the advice that she has to share for entrepreneurs who are just starting off on their journey. And actually, that's actually a wonderful question I'd love to ask you next, Kim, is
Sure.
what advice could you share for entrepreneurs who are just starting off? They're solo, they're juggling 42 hats. How do you survive and keep up the momentum and go into a mentality that eventually gets you into a thriving phase of your business?
Oh my goodness, that's like the golden ticket right
Mm-hmm.
there. So the advice that I would give, because honestly, I struggle. Self doubt will take you down in a nanosecond, and before you even know it, you've backtracked and second guessed yourself so many times that it will make you quit. Um, but I actually, because I was that person. Oh my goodness, it was my Achilles heel. Oh my god, for years that self doubt piece. But I went through a class, 1K one day last year, last February. And Nicole Walters is the she's it's her course. And she said in one of the classes, I'm telling you, if I didn't take anything else from that whole 4 months, I took away, she said one night, um, that if you repeat this to yourself, because this is the truth, I am going to do this no matter how I am feeling right now, and I'm going to continue to do it until I'm proven otherwise.
Mm.
And basically, it was a ding, 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 ding. Kimberly, what do you have to lose? You feel some kind of way. Nobody has told you that the thing that you're trying to put out there doesn't work. No one has said that. So why are you second guessing yourself to say to yourself that it isn't working when nobody's actually said it? So that is, had I learned that 10 years ago? Oh my goodness. I can't even tell you where I feel like I would be had I known that or
Mhm.
learned that 10 years ago. Had someone told me that when I first started out, listen, this is going to be rough. You are going to be harder on yourself than you have to be, but you believe in your thing and just don't quit, because unless somebody tells you otherwise, that hey, this is not a good idea and this is why, then you should continue doing it, because something is working, something is going to work. So yes, that is my advice. Do it
I
regardless
love
of how you
that.
feel until proven otherwise.
I love it. That is some tenacity, resilience, and just straight up stubbornness that we all
Right.
need
Too
sprinkled
stubborn
into
to quit.
our, yep, uh-huh.
Yes.
So, Kim, what is the difference that you want to make in your clients, your customers, the world through your brand and business?
Listen, girl, you are talking my language now. Look, I got so much benefit from my own product that it's not even just about helping people get healthier skin and take care of themselves, and it's not even just that. It is. It's a big part of it, because it works, and I know it works because I put a lot in it to make sure it works. But outside of just formulating skincare for other people, I want to teach folks how to do what I do, so that, hey, if you feel like you're in a rough patch or something, or if you can see the writing is on the wall for your job or what have you, and you need something to fall back on, hey, I did learn that from her. And I'm going to do that because I can fall back on that and I know it's a good thing. So, teaching folks what I do so that they can open up their own shop. It doesn't even have to be another cheese shop. Open up your own skincare or your candle business and thrive off of that, because I will share every ounce of what is in here to help somebody improve their own lives and the lives of their little corner of the world. And then there's of course the homeless veterans piece. That's my heart. All day, every day. We actually just wrapped up on Monday our annual coat drive for the homeless vets in our area, and I'm so excited. We've got like 200 coats
Wow.
to give over to the VA in the next week or so. So yes, actually being able to ultimately open a facility where manufacturing, training, and pulling somebody and at least one or two interns up with me, and then having a facility, just a part of that facility just for the homeless vets. Oh, yes, that
Ah,
is my goal.
yes,
I'm feeling
I
my Ren and Stimpy kind of
oh
self coming out now.
yes, your vision is so vibrant and so wholesome. And how can our audience get in touch with you and support what you're doing in the world?
Oh my goodness. My business, or at least my website, is www.cheebathandbody.com. So anyone can get in touch with me there, the contact page, or just even get to know me better on my website. Um, Social media is Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest is at Chi Bath and Body. Facebook is Chee B&B. And then I have a one Instagram feed. It's all about me and my journey as a mom and an entrepreneur and a wife and all the things. So if you ever want to get started, listen, I keeps it all the way. You see the good, bad, and the ugly on that feed to see how I juggle all the things. And that one is me and Chi on Instagram.
Oh. And what is the gift that you'd like to share with our audience today?
So the gift is a $10 Chi gift card, which is fantastic right about now, this time of year. Who doesn't
Mhm.
want a sweet little $10? I
Mhm.
and I just released this week actually my 2023-2024 self-care planner. Right?
That's
Right. We
exciting.
have to do better at taking care of ourselves. We absolutely do. Even if it's just tracking it first to see the things that are going well and the things that are going not so well. Little tiny things will make a world of difference mentally and physically, because once we are out of whack mentally, it shows through our skin. And
Mhm.
yes.
All right, so I'm going to be sharing all of those in the show notes so you guys can get in contact with Kim and download her free self care planner. Look at her life and just feel relatable because everyone's experiences overlap in one way or another, and we're never alone. So, Kim, thank you so much for joining us. And for those who are listening or watching the replay, please follow or subscribe to this podcast. And if you heard something you don't want to forget, download this episode. It helps the work that we do in the world and amplifies the impact our guests create as well. We'll see you at the next breakthrough. Thanks for coming, Kim.